GC, there was a few questions about who can apply for the conventional JCM program. There was a question about whether a bank or their client can apply. I think there's an interest in learning who can apply to JCM, who implements a project, what kind of formation they need to sort of form in order to apply for the regular conventional JCM. So maybe if you could address that question.
Okay, thank you for the question. The participant or the entity or the company who are able to reduce the carbon dioxide from the other scheme or technology can form an international consortium, which consists Japanese representative participant and also partner countries participant. So this is a slide I introduced already. You're able to see? Okay. This is the formation of international consortium. And representative participant is a Japanese entity and has full responsibility for this model project. And also, this shows the partner countries participant. The equipment introduced should be owned and operated by this partner participant. And the important point is to how they are able to introduce a system that reduce the emission of carbon dioxide. So if this consortium has a good potential to introduce a technology that contribute to the reduction of the emission of carbon dioxide in other country, it's good. And the entity which has such technology and the ability to do business in the partner country, they are able to apply for this model project. But the application should be by this Japanese country's entity. And we assess the project based on the criteria we open for everyone.
Thank you very much, Takahashi-san. I think also the sort of the picture you shared was helpful for the audience. So I think we'll end the Q&A session for this part now. And let's move on to the next session. But before that, I just want to say we're also accepting more questions for the next part as well. So please don't hesitate to send us as many questions as you can. And there was also some questions about whether they can have a sort of a consultation meeting with us. Yes, we're open anytime to have an online meeting with anyone interested in applying for JCM. Our email address can be found on our website. Let's have, sorry, there was some question, maybe additional questions that we want to take up. Perhaps, sorry, there was some messaging coming in. Let me see. Sorry about that. That's the part of live streaming. Perhaps we can bring back Mr. Samir AMOUS, since we had a pleasure of having him join us on the webinar. Perhaps we can bring you back. And then maybe we can just ask sort of perhaps a little bit broad, but a question. Since Tunisia, from your presentation, it seems that Tunisia is very much ready to start sort of using Article 6 mechanism in a JCM. Do you have any sort of expectations for JCM or perhaps any sort of sectors, technologies that Tunisia is particularly interested in sort of introducing through the mechanism of JCM So if you could sort of share your thoughts on that, we'll appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for returning back to me. I think in general, there are needs to develop many initiatives in energy conservation and renewable energy. For instance, we have a very ambitious renewable energy development program with some hurdles, with some national hurdles, and it will help a lot. The competitiveness and the cost effectiveness of developing renewable in Tunisia for service sector, for industry, and even for households, to know that there is a possibility to integrate project as a part of Article 6.2 with GSM. And more generally, I would say the project portfolio are almost there in Tunisia. We know where we would like to go. And the GCM will certainly create a real and effective dynamic towards mobilizing Article 6. And you see the questions that have been raised in the Q&A. And I'm sure that this consultation and this webinar will create something to enhance and create a cooperation, technological and investment opportunities channels between Tunisian and Japanese, and it will create stronger links between Tunisia and Japanese stakeholders, especially between the private sector. You saw that many intervention and questions came out from the private sector and the financial sector more particularly. So at a glance, GSM will certainly help the emergence of new investment opportunities, most probably starting from the development of and support renewable energy initiatives and projects which are on the way to really emerge in the Tunisian environment.
Thank you very much. That was also very fascinating. Yes, I think it was very fascinating that you also mentioned again. I think that you have pipeline already there, that you have potential projects, and I think the only thing we need now is sort of connecting the dot between your pipeline and the sort of the Japanese and Tunisian private sector who are interested in taking up that sort of business opportunity that's already there. And as you mentioned, the cost effectiveness could be very much improved with the JCM scheme. So I think sort of the soil or the climate is there for the projects to spring up. So thank you very much. I think there could be something done about sort of the connecting the dot part, introducing what kind of projects are in a pipeline to the private sector companies interested in using JCM. So thank you for sharing that information. Thank you. And perhaps we can take up another question or bring back GC Takahashi-san back to the screen. And then this is a sort of a question that we get from the companies that come to us for consultation. So perhaps he can share his thoughts on what points or what part. Sorry, can you mute the microphone?
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry, it was hard to speak. I'm sorry. So what kind of points or do you pay attention when you're reviewing JCM applications? Any particular things that you pay attention when you see and select and evaluate applications? So go ahead.
Okay, thank you for asking about reviewing the application. So we open evaluation criteria for selecting JCM model project, and we review based on this for application to select And we tend to be aware by this criteria. So one main purpose of this scheme is to issue credit, and that period is more than 10 years or a long period of time. So we expect the project surely be implemented and operated during this period. So how the proposed project will be conducted certainly and concretely is important. We assess based on criteria in the point of technical aspect, plan of schedule, finance plan, structure of international consortium, and so on. And project contribute to realization of SDGs in partner countries and comply with relevant laws and regulations. Those are the important points we review. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Takahashi-san, for that insight. And I think with that, we can end this Q&A session